Hello guys, welcome to sportsbookreview.com. This wonderful sunny morning for both me and Whale Cap. Maybe if you're lucky, he'll treat you to his sunrise. And Alex, obviously it is coming from the evening. But good morning, good evening to the both of you, Whale Kappa and Alex. Alex, first of all, Simona Halep is through.
Yay!
Confident, looked strong. Could she be the potential winner?
I think that the player who will win from this match, Serena versus Simona Halep, might be the winner. I said to you also last time that it was very important for Simona to play two tough matches, two free setters, because this is how she entered in the tournament. This is how she found her best shape. She was coming after 3 months with no match, with a back injury, and that was the perfect thing for her to happen. Today against Venus Williams, one of the older sister from the Williams family, she looked impressive. She controlled the match from the beginning till the end, 6-2, 6-3 there. She had break points in 95% of Venus serves. That was brilliant. She was serving at her maximum capacity. All the shots entered the forehand. Also, she was running a lot left and right. And I don't know, absolutely no stress game for myself. Normally, my blood pressure is going very high when Simona Halep is playing. This time, I was so relaxed. I don't know, it was because of the hangover or if Simona Halep was in perfect shape. But I think that the second one, that Simona Halep was in perfect shape. I hope that she wins. I will back her with one of my tips that she will win against Serena. If she plays the way she played today against Venus, she has a lot of chance. Yeah, I know.
So you're literally going to take her to beat Serena Williams. You're going to take that bet.
Absolutely.
Really? Is that
a kiss of death? The kiss of death. Oh boy.
Oh yeah. Oh dear.
Boy.
Do you think that Halep can, or rather than say can, will beat Serena Williams?
I think I think she can. I think she can because she's #1 WTA. She's playing perfect without coach. That is another impressive thing. She's without coaches. She's playing this way. I think that if she's playing the way she played today, I think that she has huge chances to beat Serena. I think that the World Cupper will be against me. Let's hear it from him.
Yeah, I know. Interested to hear what World Cupper's going for.
Yeah. Well, first of all, good morning, guys. And Natalie, you set me up. I'm hanging out down on the marina here, watching the crew practice and the sunrise down in Long Beach. So enjoy this beautiful view while we talk about tennis handicapping. So Serena is in absolutely spectacular form. She has not even close to been tested in this tournament, and without a doubt, this will be a real test. Simona's game matches up very well. She's the best defender on tour, and it's not close. I was concerned about Simona's, physical health, given that she was coming off an injury late last season, and it didn't seem like she was necessarily in prime form. But obviously, she showed against Venus that she still has like top tier shot making ability and the ability to dominate a match that she should dominate. It was very impressive to watch, and hats off to her for that performance. I do not think she's going to have enough juice to get by Serena. I think it's going to be a great match. If you want to talk, if you were like, hey, like she'll get some break. Yeah, she'll break Serena's serve. I don't know if she'll break it enough to really be threatening or competitive in this match from an outright standpoint. But if you wanted to talk me into this is going to go 3 sets, or this is going to be, a tiebreak, 6-4 tiebreak type of outcome here, I would buy that in a heartbeat. I think the total is probably going to be a little bit low in terms of the market price relative to what it will actually, the actual outcome. So maybe over 2.5 sets is worth a look. Maybe games over is worth a look, because I do expect this to be a very competitive match. I don't think Halep can win it though.
I will tell you the markets, the lines right now. Over 2.5 sets at 2.5, so plus 150.
That's a really generous price. Yeah.
over 21.5 games at 1.95. So that
Yeah,
means
that's
minus
great.
one
That's the look
minus
right there.
110 something. Yeah.
That's the look right there. That's it right there. I don't think this is not a routine 6-4, 6-4 Serena win. It's going to be much more challenging than that. Simona Halep, is the world number one for a reason. Serena is the best player in this tournament, period. But this is a huge step up in class. And this is going to be her toughest test of the young season. And it should be absolutely the most spectacular match of the day
Yeah.
on Sunday. It's going to be great. I cannot wait.
On Monday morning for me, Sunday evening for Wellcapper and for Natalie. What I can tell you is that both players are very very determined when they're playing each other. It's the first time after coming from giving birth that Serena Williams is playing world number one. So she will be totally determined to win it. Is the first time that Simona is playing Serena after a long time, and she has just one victory against her in all her career. I think that the match will be brilliant. At 3.1, it's no way I will not take Simona Halep at 3.1.
Well,
I will take Simona Halep at 3.1, of course.
Are you backing it up with any other bets, or you're just taking basically Halep to win outright?
Yeah, no, just like that. 3.1 for Halep to win against Serena. I don't know. A lot of stuff might happen. Serena might not catch a good serving day, and that will say a lot for her game. I don't know. 3.1 is not a price that you cannot take for a world number one playing how she played in the last 3 games.
All right. What other women's matches are you looking at, Alex?
Just another one from the women's part. I hate to say it. You know that I hate Sharapova.
I know, I was gonna say.
Yeah, I hate Sharapova, but I will take her to win against Ashley Barty. She looked brilliant against Wozniacki. I had Wozniacki to win. She proved me wrong. She's very determined. She's very eager to have a deep tournament. She's very determined to show that she's back with. Okay, I'm not sure how 100 if she's 100% back at her maximum capacity, but she showed some great skills against Wozniacki, and I think that she has too much experience on this match against Barty, and she is also the underdog. She is also the underdog at 2.1. Maria Sharapova to win against Ashley Barty.
Yeah. What about you, Capra? Are you looking at that match?
I can't tell you who comes out on that one. I thought both women were threats to be upset last round. I mean, I guess it wouldn't have been an upset for Sharapova, but I thought she was packing her bags last round. So, and I thought Barty was a threat to be upset, but both of them, outperformed expectations, and I can't really tell you who's going to win that one. It's probably another good look at it at over 2.5 sets, actually, because they match up pretty well with each other in terms of style and form right now. And I, honestly, I did not think Sharapova had another another slam run in her where she was going to be seriously competitive for a title. But the form that she's displayed through 3 rounds of this tournament definitely suggests that she's going to be make a deep run into week 2 here. So if I tend to agree with Alex there, but not enough conviction to put any money on it.
All right.
Ivan is asking why I hate Sharapova. Ivan, I hate Sharapova because of many reasons. Because she has, because first of all, because she's screaming also, if I turn my TV on, if I put my TV on mute, I can still hear her screaming when she's playing. Second of all,
right, let's not you're burying the lead here. You guys had a bad breakup in the '90s, right? And she wouldn't leave you alone. You were like, look, we got to move on. You got a professional tennis career. I can't trust you out on tour. Like, this is not going to work. You broke up with her. She didn't take it well. Just be forthright with people.
Absolutely, and after that, she went with Dimitrov, and I hate him also for that, Yeah. No, she's a good looking. She's a good looking. She's a little bit tall for me. This is why we broke up in the 90s. Because people were laughing at us on the streets. She was taller than me, and it's not appropriate for the boy to be shorter. She is Natalie's height. If I can make this comparison.
Yeah, I'm a bit taller than you. Not that much though. I think you were like to about here.
Yeah.
But when I put shoes on, then it was like all over, and then I think it was like.
Yeah, well, I was going with Natalie to the office to film the World Cup, and she was putting these high heel shoes, and I was asking her, "Come on, you are tall enough anyway, and you are wearing also high heels. Come on, why you do that?"
I think that was like your first comment when you met me. You were like, "God, you're so tall." Everyone seems to think I'm short. I don't know. It's the video and that they see me like this part, but all right. Listen, let's get back to tennis quickly. So, any other women's singles that you are looking at, well, Kappa, before we move on to the men's?
I have a fun parlay between the men's and women's where I'm looking for Angelique Kerber to come away with a 2-0 victory against Danielle Collins-Rose. Hats off to Danielle Collins-Rose for making it this far. I don't think anyone really expected this, especially in her round 1 match. She looked like she was going to go out early, but here she is, week 2. Congratulations. But I think her run ends here. Kerber's form is just absolutely spectacular right now. The fact that I think I saw this morning, I put Kerber 2-0. It was priced at -200. I kind of laughed when I saw that. I was like, "Are you kidding? Like this should be in like the 300 to 400 range." So I have that. In a 3-leg ACA for you European friends. I got a 3-leg ACA with Kerber 2-0, Federer -1.5 sets, and Nadal -1.5 sets. So 3-0 or 3-1 from Federer and Nadal paired up with Kerber 2-0. Gets that one home. The total accumulating odds on that was plus 161 or 2.61 for our European friends.
I like this multi-language here. Both of you converting the odds for everybody in the world. Alex, what about you? Again, who's your favorite to win it outright? Still on the men's side.
It's a tough question.
It is a tough question. Is Alex still there?
I think we might have lost his feet a little bit, so I'll jump in and give you my thoughts. Djokovic still has the class to go the distance in this, in my opinion. I don't see anyone stopping him. The bottom half of this draw is stacked for like some of the most spectacular quarterfinals and semifinals we've seen in ages. I cannot wait for both of these round 4 matchups. Are great. A lot of these matchups are super fun to handicap, should be extremely fun to watch, and set up for absolutely spectacular quarterfinals on the bottom half. The problem is whoever emerges from this dogfight is going to be gassed. Meanwhile, Djokovic has a relatively straightforward path. I don't think the result last night where he dropped the set to Shapovalov was very indicative of his form overall. I think he kind of got in his own head a little bit because he was pissed that they turned the lights on. He was like, it's still daylight out. I don't want these lights in my eyes. It's annoying me. And he kind of lost his focus and double faulted and gave away that second, that third set when he was cruising to the finish line. But he pulled it together and he won the 4th set 6-0. So, Djokovic still, in my opinion, has the class to get by Medvedev, even though Medvedev is going to be by far his toughest test of this tournament and really probably of this season. And then he'll probably draw Nishikori, who he absolutely owns in the head-to-head lifetime and should, cruise by, with relative ease. The second quarter at this point, winner of the Zverev-Raonic match probably gets through, and I think either one of those guys is drawing dead against Djokovic. So Djokovic has a very, very straightforward path to the finals at this point, in my opinion, and I'd be shocked if anyone beats him in this tournament.
Yeah, I have to say I agree with you on that one, Whale. Alex, do you have anything to add, or again echoing really Whale's thoughts there?
Yeah, I totally agree with Will Kapper when he said about Djokovic that despite losing a set, I think that didn't mean anything for him yesterday, and that didn't mean anything because after he lost that set, he won the final one 6-0. So he was very very nervous about the lost set, and he showed once again that he is number one and one of the best players in the history. Yeah, I love Djokovic to win the match. I think that Nadal and Federer will have easy matches despite having great opponents, Berdic and Tsitsipas. I think that both of them will win 3-0, and both of them have odds at even money to win 3-0. So plus 100 for our US friends. Tiafoe versus Dimitrov should be a very, very nice match. I think that we will see four sets at least, and I'm looking at over 38.5 games at 1.85. Roberto Bautista, a good well capper that won last round and ruined your bet, has
Yeah.
an interesting one this time with Cilic, and I still think that he can win Cilic at 2.15. Um, that from the men's half, many matches, not many upsets either on the women's side, either on the men's side. So we have the best players in the world coming in the fourth round and facing each other. Another interesting match we passed on the from the women's side, but I think that Kvitova versus Anisimova is a very very good match to watch. And if you I don't know. I don't like Anisimova's odds. I think that she should be priced at 3, not at 2.4. If she was priced at 3, I would take her at 3. But Kvitova is playing her best tennis right now, and maybe she's good for a Naka bet at 1.6 with Betfair. But it will be very, very intense.
Well, Kevin, you seem to be disagreeing on both the last men's play and the
Yeah.
women's play. You're like,
Yeah,
it's
quick hit thoughts on the other women's matches we didn't cover because I know people, there's not, people have questions about this, I'm sure. But I don't think Kvitova is underpriced. I think that that's a relatively even match. I know that Anisimova has kind of hit the scene this tournament and is being, kind of lauded and getting all of this media attention for the first time in her life, and she's 17. For whatever reason, these younger players, when they emerge like this, it's not a matter of they get nervous and get choked by the attention. Like, it seriously feeds their confidence. And the fact that Anisimova beat Kvitova at Indian Wells last year in straight sets, and I know Kvitova wasn't in great form at that time. That's confidence right there in her pocket, and I would expect her to be a very live dog in this one. And I don't think she's a particularly short price at 2.5. I think that should be closer to an evenly lined match. Kvitova, obviously the more accomplished player, but a young player who's hitting shots like Anisimova did in her last match against Sabalenka. Like, if she brings that same form against Kvitova, Kvitova's toast. So I think that's going to be a fun match to watch. I can't get involved financially though because there's way too much uncertainty with such a young player who we don't really know her strengths and weaknesses yet. On the men's side, the four matches we got today. So the bottom half of the men's draw goes today. Four outstanding matches. I really can't wait to watch these. The two I already mentioned, I like Federer to win 3-0 or 3-1 against Tsitsipas. I would expect to see some tiebreakers in that match. But we saw a competitive match between Tsitsipas and Federer in the Hopman Cup like a week ago. And I would, and Tsitsipas kind of choked a little bit in the first tiebreaker, even though he was playing Federer very evenly. I would expect to see the same kind of nerves here on this, on in the night match on the center court. It's going to be extremely tough for him to kind of keep it together composure-wise against the greatest player of all time, defending champion of this tournament. So I think Federer gets it done 3-0, 3-1 with a couple tiebreaks probably. And then Nadal Berdych also, to me, is not a great matchup for Berdych. His form is outstanding this tournament. I get it. Like, he's playing with inspired tennis relative to what we saw from him in 2018. But his best hope in this one is to win the first set. And at that point, I would expect Nadal turns it on. He's playing in the day. Nadal, the conditions in this time slot that they drew, where they put him in the order of play,
He loves it.
drastically favors Nadal. So
He
I would
loves
expect,
it. Yeah.
right. And, so I would expect if Berdych can win a set, it'll be the first set. If Berdych loses the first set, this is a 3-0 win for Nadal. And don't get me wrong, Nadal has not impressed at all this tournament. Like, he beat the pants off of Alex de Minaur last round, but most of that was just de Minaur no showing, in my opinion. I didn't really see a whole hell of a lot of crisp tennis from Nadal necessarily. So I don't think Nadal is like a threat to win this title by any stretch of the imagination, but he owns Berdych's lifetime. And there's nothing about Berdych's game that's really going to give Nadal. Those two, I think, are kind of the lopsided matches, and the other two should be a little bit closer. I'll say that the best match is definitely the Dimitrov versus Big Foe. Francis Tiafoe is playing with house money. He has absolutely nothing to lose. This is the farthest he's ever made by far, and he's a young player, and he literally, he can play with reckless abandon. That is bad news for a player like Dimitrov, who puts loads of pressure on himself and is looking at this draw. He's probably thinking, like, I get my chance to avenge my loss a couple years ago to Nadal in the next round. Like, the look ahead factor is huge here for Dimitrov. The kind of reckless abandon factor for Tiafoe is huge here in terms of motivational aspects. And their games match up pretty well. I would expect this to be a super tight match. Dimitrov comes away 3-2 or 3-1 with like 2 or 3 tie breaks. So my look on that match is going to be over 39.5 games at plus 100, I think I got.
Plus 100, yes.
Yeah. This over 3.5 sets is a nice accolade in that one. There's just
Absolutely.
a lot to like about that match. It should be very competitive. I would be blown away if we see a straight set match to either player on that one, just because of the way they match up so well with each other. And we saw them play in Toronto last year to an extremely tight best of 3, like 7-6, 6-4, 7-6 to Dimitrov. It was extremely close. So I would expect more of that type of play in that match. And then I'm going head to head with you in that Cilic RBA match. Cilic wins this, and he does it in style. Cilic, I'm telling you, man. I know I am like the Roberto Bautista Agut. Agut the hell out of this tournament. You are done, buddy. I've gone head to head with him a bunch now, and I've been losing my shorts. So
yeah,
this is the time to give me back my money.
This is the bounce back time.
This is the bounce back. No, so but here's my angle on this. So Bautista Agut is in the best form of his life. He has played extremely good tennis through 2019 to this point against tough competition. He's beaten Wawrinka. He beat Djokovic, for crying out loud. Like, it's incredible what he's done to this point in this year so far. The problem is the pressure is on now. He's never made it farther than this round in any slam in his life. This is his chance to make a quarterfinal in a slam. The pressure will be enormous. You flip it around. Cilic, not only was he a finalist here last year, not only has he won a slam before in his life, he faced match point and got Payet last match against Verdasco. That is an enormous amount of pressure to take off of yourself. You are now playing with house money. You are now kind of gifted a second life in this tournament, and you can be a little bit more aggressive. You don't have to be afraid of being upset. Cilic, I would expect to come out and be, dynamic and sharp and loose, while Roberto Bautista Agut is tight and concerned and desperate to get to this next round for the first time in his career. So I feel like just the situational matchup here is a brutal one for Roberto Bautista Agut and Cilic. I'm gonna back Cilic on the games handicap -2 at plus 105 or plus 1.
You mentioned
plus 110, I think.
You mentioned that it's the first time that Roberto Bautista Agut is qualifying in the fourth round of the Grand Slam, right? But in this Grand Slam, many stuff are happening for the first time. Alexei Popirin played his first 5 sets match against Luca Pui today, the youngster from Australia. Many first-timers. Anisimova on the women's side is for the first time since 2016 on the US Open. Simona Halep and Petra Kvitova are together in the second week of a Grand Slam. Many stuff are happening for the first time. I don't know. I I will take RBA, like you like to say, RBA, at 2.15 against the Chilich, and going head to head with you on that one. Yeah, that's about it from my bets. Just
Right.
for
So head to head, can I ask Alex, have you got like a favorite play round, even across both men's and women's here, something you'd call a lock or just your favorite bet?
a lock is Tiafoe versus Dimitrov over 38.5 games at 1.85, and the lock on the women's side is Sharapova to beat Barty.
You're saying Sharapova, interesting. And what about yourself? Well, is there a favorite bet that you like?
Yeah, Chilich -2 is my favorite bet of this round. The situation is just absolutely perfect for him. Coming off of defending match point, going up against a guy who's pressing to make a career achievement. This is just a sweet spot.
Wonderful stuff. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me this Saturday morning here. Have a wonderful weekend. I'll see you Monday as well. We start to break down the quarterfinals. The competition is heating up. Thanks, guys, and I'll see you soon.
Thank
All
you.
right,
Have a great day, guys.
You too. Best of luck. Have a great weekend.
Yeah.